Why do I like meat?
I like meat because it tastes good.
Meat to me is kind of like the cornerstone of a meal.
It's very delicious.
Well, I like meat because it's like really tasty.
It's obviously a great source of protein.
To me, meat means sustenance. It means no hungry stomachs.
It's pretty yummy.
And it's a good source of protein.
It really satiates me more than other things.
I don't know, there's just nothing as satisfying as just biting into a nice steak. No plant will ever satisfy me as much as a cow.
Well, we're probably genetically programmed to like meat. It was a good source of protein, and obviously our forefathers were hunter-gatherers, so lots of nutritional reasons. There's an enormous environmental challenge related to our diets and the meat consumption in them. It takes enormous resources to produce each calorie of meat, and it particularly takes enormous resources to produce each calorie of beef, lamb, or goat meat. So if Americans were to cut in half their beef consumption, it would have a very large impact on global greenhouse gas emissions. All plant-based products are a fraction of the greenhouse gas and resource costs of conventional beef, and it's not even remotely comparable. You can get all of the micronutrients you need easily by eating a range of different plants. We actually are inundated by protein, so actually protein is simply not the issue. The big issue seems to be that people actually do like to eat meat, and I think we're going to have substitutes that satisfy people. And so actually having hamburgers that really do taste like burgers is probably a really big deal.
Plant-based meat is a technology which fundamentally works to biomimic meat from the ground up. And so when you think about what meat is made out of, it's just kind of proteins, waters, micronutrients, and all of those things can be made from plants. The Impossible Burger is one of the kind of flagship products in the industry. The Impossible Burger fundamentally uses plant proteins, but also combines it with an ingredient called heme that's derived from the soy-lic hemoglobin soy plant. Essentially what is done is you can take the gene that encodes for a specific protein such as heme and use a bacterial or yeast host as factories to produce those proteins. And with heme, it's kind of a natural iron-carrying protein, and so that gives it really the kind of meaty aroma that a lot of meat eaters desire.
I vaguely know what the Impossible Burger is.
It's a plant-based burger-like dish.
Bunch of vegetables mashed into like a circle. I don't know.
Do you want to try the Impossible Burger?
I would love to try the Impossible Burger. Do I go for it?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, I'll take a little morsel of a bite. This isn't meat. It's really good.
Tastes more like a beef burger than I expected.
I can't really tell the difference.
If you sat someone down and they didn't know that it was vegetarian, they may sense it, but they're not going to be like overly critical about it, you know? I like the taste better, honestly.
I could definitely see myself having the Impossible Burger again.
I could probably swap this out for a beef burger more than once a week. I probably wouldn't feel so bad about myself after each one.
Until recently, I was skeptical of how quickly it would take to start replacing meat in diets. And the announcement by Burger King that it was going to have this Impossible Whopper, and Burger King's own claim that essentially no one can tell the difference between that and a conventional Whopper, that tells me that this transition is going to happen a lot faster than I thought.
If you look forward at 50 years in the future, I think you know, a lot of what we consider normal may change in terms of our meat consumption. Plant-based meat, I think, will play a big role in that future, and a lot of people will consider plant-based meat as the norm on the dinner plate.